Hi everyone. So yesterday we were discussing about extension controller, right? We have written the program on the extension controller. We have discussed extension controller also. We are working on other Visualforce pages. What are the real-time Visualforce pages issues? Like how the work will be there with the real time. So yesterday we have written one Visualforce page for search, right? Search and display the table. Whatever the result are there, display the result in table. This is what we have implemented. Now, today what we are going to do is we are going to do the inline editing. So this is what we have implemented. Right, whenever we are searching it here. So we are getting this information, right? Now today we are going to learn about inline editing. Inline editing is basically when we click on this, we should be able to update the record here itself, right? And yesterday I have given the assignment. Is anybody completed?
I did the opportunity one, ma'am. The second one, I am doing it, but I have a doubt in how to do the logic for search. Like based on the account, we have to, if we select the account and if we search a word in the search box, then it should display the contact record. So I'm not sure how to write the logic for it.
Okay, so let's divide that work. Okay.
Okay.
Work is basically, do you know how to implement a pick list?
Yes, ma'am.
You know how to implement pick list. So what you can do is you can bring the details. You can bring the details of this account.
Okay.
Okay, what are the existing data is the existing records are there. For the
Yeah.
existing records, you can pull this information.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah. Yeah.
on selecting this record, will you able to capture the which one has been selected?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, it displays there when I
Okay.
select it.
Okay. So you have some variable that stores the information which account is selected.
Yeah,
Now, next thing is that search on the contact.
yeah,
So when you are searching it, you can have the key to store the
yeah,
search word.
yeah.
Now you have to write a SOQL query on the contact where
Yeah.
name like this one and account ID equal to this one.
Oh, okay. Okay, okay, ma'am. Yeah, I'll try that.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Basically, you need additional variables. That's it.
Okay, okay.
Is anybody else completed it? Is anybody else completed? Trial head, anybody completed? Trial head on the permission, profiles, everything, whatever I have given at the admin level.
No, ma'am, yet to do the trial head.
Okay, fine. So let's move on to the inline editing. So this is what which we have implemented based on the search key. It is going to get the information from the socle and store it into the account. Account is going to display the information here. Now, when we say inline editing, first of all, inline editing, I need to have the option here, inline editing. Whenever we are searching the information here, it should give me the inline icon. Like we have in the Salesforce, the icon, it has to be displayed. If I double click on this, it should be able to edit this record. Right now, how can we implement that piece? We want that into the table. We want that into the table. So what I'll do is, after the table, just a second, my system is slow today. Okay. So we are going to add the inline editing. For adding the inline editing, okay, so what is the command that we have to use? What is the tag that we have to use? We have apex colon inline editing, inline edit support. And inside this, we have a different options. So one is show on edit. So what is the things that we wanted to do is here, update, cancel button. Next, we have hide on edit. Hide on edit, which one we have to edit? Edit button. Edit button. And then next thing we have event. Event is what event are we doing it? Basically, we have a something here on BL click, which is a on click. On click. Now we have a something else style class. If we wanted to apply any class, for example, let's say that my board class and reset function. Reset function is, let's put it as a reset inline edit. Now let's go ahead and see the output. which is not able to applicable. Why? Because we just added the inline editing. On the column level also, we have to add something. On the column level also, we have to add. Right now, what we are doing is, we have written outside of the page block. It has to be inside the page block. Let's go ahead and search. Right. We have to change the columns also. Before, how we were writing apex column value equal to a dot name. Now, little bit change here. What I'll do is, let me comment out this piece. Apex column, and we have a header value equal to name, and inside this apex class, what I'll do is I'll put a output field, apex colon output field value equal to. So what is the value that we are going to take here? A dot name. A dot name. Instead of apex column, what we are doing is we are just adding the output field, because we are going to edit the information there. Now let's save it. Why it is not working? Inline edit support, show on edit, update, cancel button, handle on edit button, DB click. Okay, so right now it's able to edit the information. Why it was not working? Because event was, it was on BL click. It should be on DBL click. Okay, now what is this inline editing? What are these attributes? Why do we have all those attributes? What is the purpose of using all those attributes? Let's go ahead and see. Search for Visualforce page. Now this is a search account. Let's click on edit. And we have a reference, which is a library, Visualforce page library. So which one are we doing it? Apex colon inline edit support. So inline edit support. In case if you want to apply a CSS. In case if you wanted to apply a CSS, we have to use this one, right? But in this case, we are not using any CSS. So what I'll do is I'll simply change this for now, because I do not have anything. Now let's save this, click on a preview. When I click on a preview, edit, search, fine. It's similar way it is working. Now next thing, event. Event is the name that standard DOM event such as on DB click, or on mouse over that trigger inline editing on the file. In the event, either I can use on DB click or on mouse over. Whenever I use that, whenever I click on that, then only the edit button will work. Hide on edit. What is the hide on edit? We can add multiple values here with the comma separated. These buttons hide when inline editing is activated. Edit button is going to hide it. Now we have a show on edit. These are the comma separated values which we can give it. These buttons display when inline edit is activated. Want to display the inline editing. Now next thing is that reset function. The name of the JavaScript function that is called when values are reset. When values are reset. Now I'll show you this reset function, what is happening on. Let's take out that. Fine. So this is the information. Now if I try to update, now if I try to do this, I don't know how to update it. There is no button for, or save button is not there, or update button is not there. So let's go ahead and add the update button. Update button will be the bottom. After the page block, apex colon command button. Let's give a action. Action is not yet implemented. Value equal to update record. Okay, let's save this. Let's implement the action first in the method. Now here for update, we have a quick update here. Now let me show you one thing here. Action equal to quick update. Okay, I have added the button. On click of this button, it is going to call this method and it is going to update the information. It is going to update the information. Now let's go back. When I'm searching it, okay, I'm searching and I'm updating some information here. I'll say Singapore 123. Let's say update. What is happening? Is it really updated or not? Customers. It is updated. It is updated. But in case if I give dash dash dash, will that accept? It will accept. But right now, let's take it as a email. Okay, add another column, which is an email. Could not resolve the email from value binding it. So we do not have the email.
Yeah, ma'am, I think there is no email field in the account.
So let's take the phone number. First of all, whether it is accepting the character here. Say it is accepting. Let's take the annual revenue. Edit page object. Annual revenue. Okay, let's go ahead and use this. So let's search UNI search. Sockwall is not returning the query. Fine. Let's go and update the Sockwall to pull the annual revenue information also. Control save. Now UNI search. Now can I edit the ID? I cannot edit the ID. Can I edit the name? Yes, I can edit. Can I edit the revenue? I can edit it, which is possible. Right? I can change these values here. Basically any field, it doesn't matter. Any field we can make a changes. Now let's assume if I take out this name, what will happen? You must enter the value. It doesn't support. It doesn't support. It will give an error. Right? It will not allow us, and it returns back the whatever value is there, it will return back. Now if I try to enter here and update invalid currency, it will not update. Now I have to take out and update some data currency here, which will going to update it. Now what I'll do is let's add okay. Is this everybody fine with this? Everybody clear how to implement inline editing, search button, everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's assume that in the real time, we will also use the Visualforce page in terms of implementing the PDF. Generating the PDF, we use the Visualforce page. That is one scenario where we use the Visualforce page, search and display the data. And another scenario is where we will have a form, kind of a registration form or patient form. So the form will be implemented. Another place where we use is we use the generating a PDF. So once the invoice is done, then we have to generate a PDF and send it to the client. That is one scenario in the real time. So for generating a PDF, we usually use the Visualforce page in real time. So let's see how to implement a PDF. PDF in a sense, normal, you all know, right? PDF, how to implement a PDF. I guess everybody knows this PDF. So now let's go ahead and see how to implement the PDF. PDF is nothing but similar like this. Let me show you this. Okay, similar like this. I cannot edit, modify anything. I cannot do. I cannot do anything. It is simple like a PDF where I can read the information here, but I cannot edit this. Right? This is what the PDF will be there. Now let's go ahead and see how to implement this PDF in using the Visualforce page. Now, step by step, create a new Visualforce page, VF underscore 2109, VF with PDF. Now, let's use the standard controller account. Some data we need it, right? So let's take the account. Now, standard controller account, and then we have a something called here render as. It has to PDF. It has to be PDF. Now let's click on a preview. Now PDF is got, right? I cannot edit. As soon as I say render as a PDF, Salesforce automatically taken that Visualforce page and it saw that render as a PDF. And it is showing the information here, and which is similar like a PDF format. Now I can add whatever the text I want, I can add. The PDF is already generated here. The PDF is already generated. Now let's go to the Visualforce pages. Edit, let's see the component reference. Component reference. What are we using right now? Apex page. On the Apex page, we have a render as. Currently, PDF is supported content convert. If you might be having a question in the render as, what are the details that I can give? Can I give WordPad, Notepad, all other? No, currently this is right now supported as a PDF, is the PDF, only PDF. We can also do some CSS kind of thing and pay on some formatting, everything we can do it. But right now, the render as is supported only for PDF. We cannot use Notepad++ or Notepad, WordPad. If you have those questions, we cannot do that. Now let's go back to the development. Now the PDF has been implemented. Now let's go ahead and add the data there. So first thing what I'll do is I'll add the table. I'll add the table. Right now I'm using the HTML. HTML tags I'm using it because what I'm doing here, I'm not implementing something within this Visualforce, within the Salesforce. I'm not implementing like a page block section and this one. I'm not doing this because I'm not going to this salesforce.com. Where it is going to the PDF. Now this is completely a PDF format. Now inside the PDF, I want some tables and some structure needs to be there. For example, invoice. Let's take an invoice. If it is an invoice, I need to have a date, time, and who is the person, invoice number, and then some text here, some table, and then display this. Right? For that, we have to use the HTML tags. We cannot use the Apex or Visualforce commands there. So let's assume that I have a table. Inside the table, I'll put some style. What are the styles? For example, let's say that if we are not sure what is the styles are there, then we have a HTML, W3 HTML. Where we can go ahead and we can find the information about the CSS, the styling part. Okay. So for now, I know that. So here, let's say that font family. Font family, I wanted to update. Right, these are the font family information. Now I can take anything here. Let's take the sans serif. So font style equal to, in double quotation, font hyphen family, and then you have to use the colon. Then call that particular whatever the family is there, font family is there, call that. Right, and then we have a padding bottom. Let's save this. Fine, inside this I'll add the rows. So here also I'll take some style. Style equal to, let's assume that font number. Now I have a font which I can use 24. I'm taking some number here. Then let's add the padding. Padding left colon 10 pixel and padding right 250 pixel. 250 pixel. Now here what I'll do is I'll add something called Salesforce, or let's say Salesforce. Then I'll have another one, which is a invoice. Let me add another text. TD style equal to font 24 PT, and then that should be fine. And I'll add here invoice. Let's save this. Let's go back and see the output. Salesforce and invoice. Salesforce and invoice. Two are coming here. This said Salesforce and this said invoice is coming. Now below the invoice, I wanted to add a invoice number, date, due date, everything I wanted to add. Or let's assume that below the Salesforce. Here date and some table format and thank you page. So that's what we are going to implement it right now. So this is one table. Let's add the another table. And let's give the style here. Style equal to, I'll add some border. Border equal to, let's say, very thin 0.5 pixel. And say solid. You can get all this information from the W3 schools. If you do not know, or if you are confused how to use it. Whatever it says, the font family you have to use. So this is the font family, right? There is one example here, how to use it. Font family equal to. So same thing, we have to use it. I'm taking the same thing here, font family equal to. After completing the style, so the semicolon is very important. Now inside this table, I'll add a couple of rows. This is one row and this is another row. And I need another row. Okay. And for each row, we'll have some column. TD. Right. Two columns here. Perfect. Now first column, I'll display the date. And then I'll display here. Let's suppose I wanted to display the value. Now in this TD, what I'll use is, I'll use the Apex output label. Or Apex output text, because we are not going to change anything. Output text. And inside this output text, let's use the value. Now, what is the value here we have to display? We have to display the date. We have to display the date in the format of how we are going to display. 21st and month is 09 and then hyphen 2022. So this is how we wanted to display. PDF generated failed, markup is fine. So that should be fine. So here, let's assume that instead of this value, so now for the day, how can we, for example, from today's date, I wanted to, by default, I wanted to take the information. Now what I'll do is exclamation, instead of giving the hard-coded value, what I'll say is day of today. Whatever the today's date is there, from that, just take a day. Just take a day. Now, next thing is that month. Month also I do not wanted to mention that. So hyphen, what I'll do is exclamation, month of month of today. So today date, whatever we have the date, from that just take a month. Just take a month. And close the curly braces. Now next thing is that year. Next thing is that year. Year also I wanted to take it from today's date. How can I take exclamation year today? Then I'll close this. Fine. Let's save this. PDF generated is failed. Let's see that. Okay. Now this is output text. Fine. Here we have a date. Let's add the style here. Let's suppose the style equal to I'll say the text align. I want the text align to be right. And let's add some padding. Padding right. 20 pixel. Perfect. Okay. Now let's add the style here also. Style equal to, let's say text align right. Let's close this. Okay, let's save this. What is the problem here? Table ER. Okay, I'll remove this. Control S. Okay. Now here it is displaying the date. Today's date 29/2022. So from where it is taken? From the today's date it has taken. From today's date it has taken the date. It is displaying the below Salesforce. Okay. Now I need invoice number. Let's add the invoice number similarly. So let's copy this row. Let's add another row. This is my invoice number. Invoice number. Let's assume that invoice number I'm giving it by default as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's save this. Let's go back and refresh. Invoice number is displaying. Fine. Now I'll add another one. Let's suppose another one is a due date. Due date. So due date is also similar like this one. But I wanted to add 1 day additional. From today, I wanted to add 1 day. So how can I add 1 day or 2 days? For example, there is a 2 days is the due or 1 day is the due. So let's add 1. Now due date has to be displayed 21st, right? 21st 9/2022 because we have added 1 day here. Now this is what is the date invoice due date. That should be all fine. Let's go ahead and implement a table here. So between this, okay, let's add the table. Now inside this table, we need a couple of rows and columns. We are implementing right now proper table format, which is a row and column format. First, let's add the style here. Style, I'll take the font family, sans serif. Okay. Now inside this, we'll add a row. Okay. Now here, inside the row, we need a column. Now first let's add the style to this, style equal to. So let's say that color, we have another style color. I'll take something FFF and then background color. Background color equal to or column. Let's say I need some color code, or I'll take it here only. Do we have colors? Yeah, some colors. So this is the background color. So let's take that. Fine. Now inside this row, okay, I need column. I need a column. So for column also, what are the columns that I need? First of all, I need a description. And then I need for invoice, what all will be there? Let's say quantity. And then unit price. And we'll give the amount. Let's save and see the output. So this is how it is displaying the table format. This is not the way we want. We want some space between the each, and there should be some space between these two. So what I'll do is I'll add a breakpoint here. Let's see. Fine, there is a space added. Now, for this, I need some space. For each column, I need a space. So let's add the style equal to padding left. Let's say 5 pixel. And then padding right. Let's say 380 pixel. And let's see how the description is displaying it. Fine. So I have more space there. That's okay. Let's add it to the quantity. Now quantity style equal to text align center. And then also I wanted to add padding left and padding right. Padding left is 5 pixel and padding right also, let's add it as a 5 pixel. Let's save and see. Quantity is fine. Let's add the same style for everybody. Fine. Description, I need more, but not this much. 180 should be fine. Okay. Fine, let's see that. So styling, we will see that later. Next, I'll add another row. Let's take another row. Okay, so this is normal. Then we'll have a TD. For description, what I'll add is value equal to, let's say, some new data. And another column value is, that is a quantity. So let's say quantity, I'll give it as let's say 20. Let's say 20, and then we have a unit price amount. Unit price is 10, and then amount is some 20 lakh, 20,000. Let's save and see. Okay, the data is not coming. So what I'll do is I'll add here something called X output text. Okay, let's say data is coming, but I have to put the styling here. Let's say style equal to padding left 5 pixel. And here the styling is, let's put it as a center. And then text align. The text align is, let's say, right. So I'm giving the different styling parts here. Padding right equal to 5 pixels. So let's take out the padding left. So same thing, I'll give it here in the next column. Let's save it. Okay, so it is displaying perfect. Below the each column, it is displaying the value. Now, next thing, I'll add one more row. Okay, here, new data, new. Let's say IT industry information. And the quantity 20, unit price, let's say 100, and let's say this is 80. So number next we have is something called new information, and the quantity is, let's say, 80. And here I'll give value as 100, and then amount is some. Okay, now let's go ahead and see the output. Now data is displaying here. Now, in order to make the difference for this column and this column, like we have a different, what I'll do is I'll apply the background color. So for example, if I apply the background color here, style equal to, let's say, background color. This is my background color, but I'll put the different color. Let's say DC, DC, DC. And let's see the output. So what happened? If I add again, after this one more column, if I add it, suppose agriculture, industry, 70, 100, 7. Now here, see, this is exactly the table format. So these all, the PDF is basically kind of is more of the work is styling. More of the work is styling. Now, in case if you wanted to add a rows here below, but it has to be blank. There is no data should be there. So we can add it. For example, here I wanted to add the row. Okay. And this row will be, maybe I'll say simply TD. Okay. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 columns. So I'll copy the 4 times. Okay. And here TR is fine. Here TD style I'll give style equal to color. Let's say FFF white maybe. And then I'll say the value is blank. And let's say the data is not coming up. Let me add one more time. Here I'll say background color equal to DC DC. Okay, and then here I'll add the style. Now let's see that. Fine, this is entirely blank information. Entirely blank information. If you want here instead of white, if you want some same color format, if you want, you can use that. So let's put this here. Control X. Instead of column, I'll put it into the row. Now this styling, I'll put it here. Now let's see. Fine. Before we were applied only to the column. Now what I did is I moved the styling part of the rows. And let's put the break and let's add the last. And finally, I'll say thank you. So I'll use for that also, I'll use the table. Inside the table, we'll have a style. Probably we'll add the style later. Now inside the table, a row, and then we have a column. Inside the column, I'll say thank you for your business. Let's see. So it is coming below. Now, in case if you want some kind of a margin to be showing here. Let's say we wanted to add some margin equal to margin right. Let's give probably 570 pixel. And let's see that. Okay. And then I wanted to add some space here in between the table and thank you message. What we can do is we can apply padding top colon 40 pixel. So there is some space is added. Now in case if I wanted to add the color, we can add the color. So that means as much as styling you want, we can make it. The more you do the styling, we keep on doing the styling. Like if you are interested in styling part or all other things, you can do whatever you want. So thank you for business. Now, if you want to add a font is different here than above. So you can change the font also. So entire PDF has the same font. Now there is something which is apart from this margin padding, there is another called index. Index 1. No difference here basically, but we use that sometimes in case if you wanted to make an index level, G index. So when element are positioned, they can overlap other element. In case if you are having the overlap here, then you can use the G index. Now that's all about my page. That's all about my page. So this is how we implement the PDF. This is one sample thing. This is one sample, but we can go to the like 3 pages or 4 pages, which are the possibility is that. But usually if you are working on the invoice will be having only one page. Invoice will be having a one page. So these all you have to try it. I cannot say that I cannot give all the examples, right? So this is the basic one, but you have to practice it. If you practice it, you will be able to do this. Fine. Implement a PDF using the Visualforce page to implement patient invoice. You have a patient object, right? In that case, you have to call the patient object instead of the account. Clear? Any questions on this PDF?
No, ma'am.
Fine. Let's move on to the admin.